Hi, Gwen. I so I'm doing a video instead of a paper because I feel like I could actually talk more than try and write a paper because my brain is a bit fried from finals, and by a bit fried I mean just completely done. um, I wanted to kind of start off saying that when I first, joined the class, I wasn't really into all of the perspectives of other people, or really, I didn't really know where I stood with diversity and inclusion and everything. And then after, 10 weeks later to now, I feel like I can actually, because I've always had like a hard time speaking my thoughts and opinions in my personal life, and just in general. Like, I'm not very good at it, and I stumble on my words, and I'm very, like, people, like, convinced by other people to, do things or talk about things, and I'll usually just go to their opinions. But I feel like this class has really helped me kind of form my own opinions and actually think about them before I speak, because that's also something I've struggled on about. And now I feel like I'm just more aware of everything, and it's been great, and I wanted to say thank you for that, because it's just awesome. And like, I feel like this class has been kind of like a little therapy session. I'm not usually on camera, but I'm present always. And yeah, so let's start with part 1. So I took the test again, and I made here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna go over them and kind of explain and compare and contrast. So for my original self-assessment, I put always for most of them because, I'm not racist, I'm not anything. I accept people for who they are. So, but I never really completely educated myself on what's going on in the world, and now I feel like I'm kind of into it. Like, it's kind of awesome. So for number 1, it's I educate myself about cultural and experience of other racial, religious, ethnic, and socioeconomic groups by reading and attending classes, workshops, culture events. So I had never done that before, and I haven't really educated myself before this, so I put never. And then I spend time reflecting on my own upbringing and childhood to better understand the ways I've internalized the prejudicial message I received. I put always because I've had a lot of childhood trauma, and I try to work on myself. So I put always for that one. And then I look at my own attitudes and behaviors as an adult to determine the ways they may be combating prejudice in society. I put always. I'm glad I put always for that because I try my best, I don't want to speak badly or hurt anyone's feelings, and I always do in that case speak or think before I speak. And then for 4, I evaluate my use of language to avoid terms or phrases that may be degrading and hurtful to other groups. I always do that. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to, judge a book by its cover. I've learned that since I was like in 1st grade, I avoid stereotyping and generalizing other people based on their group and identity. I do that. I do that all the time because I myself am bisexual, and I don't even like that term. I'm queer. I like whatever, and I don't want to stereotype. And I grew up in Palm Springs too, with cultures and lots of LGBTQ plus individuals who are now some of my closest friends. yeah, stereotyping is incredibly stupid, and I do not support it. Because you gotta get to know people. You can't just judge them based on what they look like or how they present themselves. It's stupid. 6 is I value cultural differences and avoid statements such as I never think of you as blank, which just discredits differences. I put always. And I stick with that. I put always in. Actually, for the self-assessment that I took today, I put always for everything, because after this class, I've realized everything that I put like in the middle or like at never, I've realized now and I understand. And so like for 7, I put I'm comfortable discussing issues of racism, anti-Semitism, and other forms of prejudice with others. I put in the middle for the one I took before like we discovered anything or went over everything or had all these incredible discussions. I put it in the middle, but then for my new one I put always, because now I'm aware and I understand way better than I could have ever imagined. I am open to other people's feedbacks about ways in which my behavior may be culturally insensitive or offensive to others. I put always for 8, and I put always for the new assessment as well. I give equal attention to other people regardless of race, religion, gender, class, or difference. I put always in both of them, because why wouldn't you? Like, everyone's different. Everyone, has their own thoughts and opinions. We're all beautiful creatures, and I don't want to disregard anyone's, see, this is what I mean. I'm kind of bad at talking, so I apologize, but I don't know. I love everyone, unless, I try not to hate, and I try to forgive and forget in my life, because I know holding grudges is not good. It's not good for you. And, yeah, I'm kind of on a rampage right now. Sorry. 11. 10. I'm comfortable giving constructive feedback to someone of another race, gender, age, or physical ability. Before, I put in the middle because I wasn't comfortable, because I didn't know how to approach people based on that, really. Like, I mean, I kind of knew, but I also, when I'm put in situations like that, I usually am kind of quiet, and I don't really speak what I believe in. But after this class, I put always, because we've spoken about diversity and a huge range of religions and races, and I put always for my new assessment. The value of diversity is reflected in my work, which includes a wide range of racial, religious, ethnic, and socioeconomic groups, even when these groups are not personally represented in my community. For my first one, I put in the middle, and then for my new assessment, I put always, because after our last week 9's assignment, I made a woman's empowerment little art piece that I like splattered paint on and kind of collaged a little bit, which was really fun. So thank you for giving us a little creativity based assignment. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I think I put always. I think I do. I work to increase my awareness of biased content in television programs, newspapers, and advertisement. Sorry. Before I put always sorry, that's a different one. Before I put in the middle, and now I put always, because before I wasn't very aware of really I was aware, but like not deep into it like I kind of am now, and I didn't really have any opinions on it, but now I'm just like, you want to talk about women's rights? Do you want to talk about Thanksgiving and how it's not Thanksgiving anymore? That blew my mind, and now I don't even use Thanksgiving. I use Gratitude Day. I was like, how's your Gratitude Day, family? And they kind of asked about it, and I kind of explained it to them about what I learned in class, and they were like, wow. And I was like, yeah. 14, I take time to notice the environment of my home, office, house of worship and children's school to ensure that visual media is representative in diverse groups, and I advocate for the addition of such materials if they are lacking. Yeah, I put always. I put always for both. I currently live my first time moving out, and I live in this little house with 3 roommates, and one of them is she's like holistic and very into politics, and she has kind of changed my view on a lot of things positively. And we keep I wish I could show you, we keep like on our fridge, we keep magnets of like women and like naked bodies, and we all have little booby cups and Black Lives Matter. We literally have that on our fridge. Here, I'm taking you with me. I'm going for a little tour. Here we go. Oop. So that's very important to us. Okay. My roommate just said yes. Okay. We're back in my room now. All right. We're on to, this is so fun. I feel like I'm like kind of vlogging with you. 16, I contribute to my organization's achievement and its diversity goals through programming and by advocating for hiring practices that contribute to a diverse workforce. I put in the middle for my first one. And now I put always because I had to take a test for work based on, like sexual harassment stuff, and I'd never done that before, so I think that opened my eyes. I didn't know that was such a huge thing in today's society, but it sure is, and that really opened my eyes. And I just got a job at Set and Stage Design, making props for windows and stuff, and like window displays. And there is kind of like men are kind of ruling that job, and it's kind of like they kind of treat us like little workers, and well, we are little workers, but like little children, and it's kind of concerning. And so I kind of built my own opinion based on that, because I don't really like that. It kind of makes me upset. 17, not kind of makes me upset, it makes me very upset, to be honest. Also, I heard a funny joke that I thought you might enjoy. So my roommate went on a date, and I was like, did the man pay? And she was like, yeah, I'm not going on a date where the man doesn't pay. And I was like, why? And she was like, because I'm a feminist, and that's my way of making up for the wage gap. And I laughed because that is such a great response. Okay. And 17, the last one, is I demonstrate my commitment to social justice in my personal life by engaging in activities to achieve equity. I put this in the middle, but now I feel like I put always for now, because in my personal life, like recently in the past 3 months, like 10 weeks, I've really come across some things that I've never seen before in the world. And especially with this job and moving to a new city, I've seen some completely different things than it would be in Palm Springs. And I think it's really opened my eyes. And this class has opened my eyes even further, as I said in the beginning. And I'm really appreciative of that, because now I feel like everyone's beliefs matter, and everyone matters, and it's an amazing thing. So those were my self-assessments. And now I'm going to go to I'm just looking at the part 3. Let me answer these questions. So how have you evolved as a person during our time together? I've evolved a lot. I was definitely exposed to so many things, not just during this quarter, but like I said, like moving to a new city and stuff, like people do things a lot differently. And I think that I've learned so many things, and these articles that, you know, and like these videos that we've watched on real life people's experiences has actually been mind-blowing. Like, I can't believe, for example, like I have Anisha Dubois as a teacher for PR, and hearing her story about how people are just making like racist ads and stuff like that, like what? Like, why would you ever do that? That's awful. I know they say good PR is, or not good PR, good publicity is or bad publicity is good publicity because, you know, you're getting your name out there, but it's not. Like, it hurts people's feelings, and that's really not okay, you know? So, I think that, you know, holding myself accountable and thinking before I speak is something that that is a meaningful tool I've learned from this class, and to really actually look at the news. I've never really looked at the news, but now I check the little news thing on my phone just to see what's going on and keeping myself in the loop of what's happening in today's world. So I just really wanted to say thank you so much. I really loved our little circle that we did. Do you remember like the little tiny circle, the medium circle, and then the big circle? I really enjoyed that. And you're just an awesome teacher, and I hope one day I can be as knowledgeable as you, because you speak so well, and that's something I really admire. So yeah, thank you so much, and I shall update, or not update, post my 2 self-assessments so you can see. And thank you so much.